Today, we're diving into something that a lot of businesses use, but maybe not to its full potential, the scorecard. Specifically, we're going to unpack how to take a standard Six Sigma business scorecard and really make it your own, a tool that actually drives your unique business forward. So let me ask you this. How do you really know if a business is healthy? Is it just about the bottom line or the revenue numbers, or is there something more to it? That's the fundamental problem a good scorecard is supposed to solve, giving you that real 360-degree view of how things are actually going. And that's where the Six Sigma business scorecard comes in. At its heart, it's just a structured way to look at your business. Think of it like a doctor's checkup for your company. It gives you a framework to evaluate everything, from your big picture strategy all the way down to what's happening on the ground day to day. But here's the thing, and this is the absolute key to everything we're talking about today. Just grabbing a scorecard off the shelf is like using a map to a city you're not even in. The real power, the real magic, happens when you adapt it, when you customize it to fit the DNA of your organization, with its own specific goals and culture. So how do you do that? Well, there's this fantastic model built on 7 core pillars. You can think of these as the 7 essential ingredients you need to get this right. We've got leadership, growth, innovation, collaboration, acceleration, execution, and retention. Let's break down what each of these really means for your scorecard. We're going to start with the first 3, which I like to group together under the idea of strategic direction. This is all about the high-level stuff, the why and the where your company is headed. And it has to start with leadership. It just has to. Any effort to adapt a scorecard has to be driven from the very top. I mean, think about it. If the metrics you're tracking don't line up with what your leaders actually care about, the whole thing is basically useless from day one. Next up is growth. Now, growth is one of those words that can mean a million different things, right? For a startup, it might be all about getting new users. But for a more established company, maybe it's about profit margins. Your scorecard needs to get super specific about what growth means for you and then measure exactly that. And that brings us to innovation. This one can be tricky. How in the world do you put a number on creativity and new ideas? Well, your scorecard has to try. You need to make it tangible. So maybe you track the number of new products you launch, or what percentage of your revenue comes from services you didn't even offer 2 years ago. It's all about making sure you're valuing the future, not just milking the past. Okay, so we've set our big picture strategy. Now we've got to shift gears and talk about operational excellence. This is all about the how. How do we actually make that grand vision a reality? Which leads us straight to execution. Because let's be honest, a brilliant strategy that you can't deliver on is, well, it's just a fantasy. Your scorecard has to measure your ability to get stuff done. And not just after the fact. It should track the leading indicators. Are you hitting the small milestones now that tell you you're on track for a big win later? That's what keeps everyone focused. Next, let's talk about collaboration. The days of every department working in its own little silo are long gone. Success today is almost always about teamwork. So a really smart scorecard doesn't just measure what one department did. It measures how well different teams are working together on those big cross-functional projects. The next pillar is all about speed. Let's call it acceleration. In today's market, if you're not fast, you're falling behind. It's a huge competitive advantage. So your scorecard should be tracking your pace. How long does it take to develop a new product? How quickly do you respond to a customer? It's all about finding ways to get better, but also faster. And that brings us to our last pillar, retention. And you could argue this is the most critical one of all. A business is absolutely nothing without its people, both its loyal customers and its talented employees. Your scorecard has to keep a close eye on things like customer churn and employee turnover, because those numbers tell you if you're building something that's truly built to last. So we've got our 7 pillars, but the real magic isn't in looking at them as a checklist. It's about seeing how they all connect, how they lock together to form one single powerful framework for your whole business. Let's just run through that logic one more time. It starts with strong leadership, which sets the vision for growth and innovation. To achieve that vision, you need excellent execution, which gets a massive boost from collaboration and acceleration. And how do you know if it's all working? That's where retention comes in. You keep your best customers and your best people. See how they all feed into each other? It's not just a list of 7 things to do. It's a living, breathing system. Great leadership fuels innovation. That innovation requires collaboration to execute properly. That execution drives growth. And none of it matters if you can't retain the talent that makes it all happen. It's a complete feedback loop. And that really brings us to the final thought I want to leave you with. Every company measures something. You have KPIs, you have reports, but after going through these 7 pillars, I want you to ask yourself a serious question. Is your scorecard measuring what truly matters for the long-term health and success of your business?